Welcome to Digital Toolbox. In this tutorial we're going to make a block instance of our concrete panel and thereby reduce the file size dramatically. So in the last tutorial we made an individual panel, this concrete panel, that we can copy and use this module and repeat it a bunch of times to save some time while we're modeling this pretty large building. Except if we just use this geometry that's all Boolean together and this one joined object that we just copy, our file size starts to get incredibly large and we're just using the same geometry. So there's a command titled block. You can look up the individual tutorial on Digital Toolbox for the block instance, but we're going to set this one panel as a block, and then we'll reference that single block to fit all the exterior walls in our building. So I deleted all the other ones that all the individual ones I made with in the previous tutorial, and then we're going to set this individual panel as a block. So I've just selected this panel, type in block for the block command, and it asks for a base point. This is going to be where it inserts it when we insert the block itself. So I'm just going to say this bottom corner, and then it'll ask for block definition properties. So I'll say single concrete panel. You can write in the description, we'll say concrete poured form module. And you can also link this to a URL, or you can link a block to an external 3DM file too. We're just going to define this right here like that within the model, and then we're going to insert that block. So insert command, right click, and then in this drop down menu it'll say have the single concrete panel we just created. You can reference a file by clicking on the file one, and then it'll ask for insertion point. We want to prompt the insertion point. Scale, we're going to say it's a uniform 1.0 scale, so there's no difference. And then rotation, we could prompt for scale and rotation, but it doesn't matter for us. So we'll say OK, and it'll give us our geometry to insert, and I'm just going to put it down here next to this other one. So they're lined up, and then I can just right click and do that again. OK. Do it multiple times, and then we'll create a bigger block, the panel for this larger one for the entire exterior wall. So let's see, we're going to need 7. I'm going to delete I'll just move the original geometry. I'll select these block insertions and copy these. Zoom in, make sure I snap to the right place. And then set it right there. And then we're going to want to line these up. So I'll go into the top view and move them. And that should do it. Let's go back to perspective to see what we did. And they're set in perfectly. So now we'll take this and set this as a block. And then for the base point, again we'll select one of these corners. And then this one we'll call 7 module panel, or 7 module wall. Okay. And then we'll insert that with the insert command. Drop down to the 7 module wall and insert that right here. And there we just increase our efficiency exponentially. So we can take that individual wall and then I'll insert that for all these exterior walls. So we'll go ahead and do that ourselves, and you can go into as much detail as you want, and then in the next tutorial we'll go in and extrude the interior walls